There's Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by two legends of the sport in Spencer Fearon, ardent historian, of course, and many other hats, and Dr. Mark Prince, OBE as well, former pro, but done so much since your career ended as well. How are you guys?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Even better for seeing you, Dan. Even better for seeing you.
You're a charmer. You're a charmer. Guys, we're here for a media day, essentially with Joshua Buatsi here at the Boxing Booth Gym. Huge all-Croydon, all-South London fight coming up against Dan Azeez. What do you make of the fight? How do you weigh it up? Starting with you, Spencer.
I believe that this fight has got a lot to do with knowing yourself. I think there could be a slight identity crisis with Joshua Buatsi because he gets caught in between styles. Does he want to be Evander Holyfield? Does he want to be Andre Ward? Dan Azeez actually knows who he is. He identifies with, okay, he's following the mantra of this Marvin Hagler. He is. You could pick him up and put him anywhere in the 80s, and he'd fit right in. His style of fighting, how he is. He's that guy. So I think it's got more to do with who identifies with himself better, who's going to come out victorious.
And Mark, what do you think about Spencer's comments there, and also who you, maybe not too loudly, picking to win?
Yeah, Spencer's comments are bang on. I'd also like to add to Spencer's comments.
I want you to disagree. I want to argue today. I come to argue with man today, you know.
It's a 50. I think because of where these fighters are right now, currently in their career, that it's a 50-50 fight. If you look at the way Buatsi's began, I know Spencer don't feel that way, right? But the reason why I feel it is because of the way Buatsi's career has come up, so much has been expected of him. But he hasn't flowed the way he's wanted to flow. He hasn't generated that feel like I'm on a killing spree right now, just taking man out. It's been bumpy, and that affects your mindset, that affects your performances. On the other hand, Dan Azeez wasn't expected to do so well and has continually, steadily broken man down and defied the odds, picking up belts along the way. And I feel that even Buatsi is surprised at how well Dan Azeez has been going through. So I think that's going to play on his mind as well. And that's why I said Spencer's right. It's about knowing who you are. It's about that mindset and being settled with what kind of style that you're come in the ring to display. Dan knows who he is. He knows his style and is confident in it. Buatsi's still trying to find himself and what really works with him. And even though they've got this sparring background, this is 10-ounce gloves, this is no head guards, different ball game.
Now, I hope you disagree a bit more on some of the other fights I asked you about. And there's a couple of big heavyweight fights coming. First ever undisputed heavyweight title fight in the four-belt era between Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk. Less than a month away now, out in Riyadh. Starting with Mark this time first. What do you make of that fight? Who do you edge towards?
A lot of people have been talking about Fury's last fight and connecting that to this fight with Usyk and thinking that these performances could have an impact on Usyk winning the fight. But for me, Fury shows up under big fight pressure.
Come on.
So what's going to happen is Fury's going to show us once again what it's like for a big man who can move, who's got a skill set, what he does to a natural cruiserweight who is not really a heavyweight, it's a blown-up heavy, how he's going to control him with his skill set and with his abilities, his boxing ability. He's too smart for Usyk, even though Usyk has built his career on being very intelligent, moves really well. I think the crux of the weight is going to have an issue in this fight because Fury knows how to use his heavyweight advantage.
You should be getting some punditry work. You're very, very articulate and knowledgeable. Spencer, what do you think of that fight? And you seem to be agreeing with some of Mark's comments there.
Anytime you see a man say, "My Lord, my Savior is Jesus Christ," you're in trouble. I want man to realize that now. You're in trouble because when Tyson Fury has this thing where, like, if you give him a lesser opponent or you give him someone that doesn't put the fear inside of him, then he doesn't perform. We've seen it time and time again. Harper back to the John McDermott fight. It was disgusting in that fight, in the first fight. How good was he in the rematch? But you go give him a chance now where he's saying, like, right, listen, I know what I have to do and I know how to control things because he's a very, very learned individual. And when we're talking about the IQ, Tyson Fury's boxing IQ is very interrelatable. To guys who know boxing, you sit down and you can see, right, he's doing things. But it's interrelatable for smaller guys. Heavyweights ain't meant to be doing what he's doing or how he does it. So I could see this. Tyson Fury just peppering Usyk with the jab all the time. He's had trouble in the past with southpaws, right? So that could be. But when I'm looking at this now, I'm going to be real. The size and also Tyson Fury is very quick for a big guy. People say he's slowing up, but he's still very quick. Usyk's very smart, but Usyk is smart up against guys who are not noted for having that IQ. Tyson Fury has that IQ, and he's a bigger version. And Tyson Fury can do more than what Usyk can do, simply because Usyk cannot box orthodox. Tyson Fury can box southpaw and orthodox. Do you remember when he fought Martin Rogan? He boxed southpaw in that fight and didn't look uncomfortable doing it. So I'm going heavy Tyson Fury in this fight. I'm gonna be real.
Now, Mark mentioned in his sum up of that fight the impact of the Francis Ngannou performance on Fury. What about the impact of that performance on Ngannou? Because it's catapulted him into another big money contest with Anthony Joshua. Do you give him more of a chance than against Tyson Fury, or less because of the styles?
This is how I say this, right? If we look on Anthony Joshua, when he fought Dillian Whyte, in the second round he gets caught, what shot was it? Okay. When he gets first knocked down against Andy Ruiz, what shot was it? What shot did Francis Ngannou use it was the third or fourth round against Tyson Fury that dropped him? What was it? What? Left hook. So therefore, something just tells me like Anthony Joshua better be very, very wary of the left hook coming at him. And I'm going to tell you why this is an intriguing fight. It's intriguing simply because you know, Mark, and it's only once against Michalewski when you come up second best, but when you went back in the change room, when you fought for the WBO World Light Heavyweight title, you said to yourself, right, I should have done this, I should have done that. This is what fighters do. We question ourselves. Francis Ngannou went back to his change room saying, rah, you know what, he's feeling philosophical. Like, I didn't get the decision, but you know, but I know he's saying in his head, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have done. And you know Dewey Cooper, he's a very learned guy. He's not giving the dues that he should be getting because Mike Tyson was involved, but Dewey, his trainer, they're working out strategic plans how to dismantle Anthony Joshua. I hope Anthony Joshua realizes this. But I'm going to be realistic. In my humble opinion, this fight could actually be a grotesque mismatch. Simply because Anthony Joshua is going into a fight for the first time, a high-octane fight, being a man with a greater experience. So I'm going Anthony Joshua in there, and I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Joshua doesn't stop Francis Ngannou. Even though, when I saw the size of Anthony compared to Francis the other day at the presser, I was saying, bloody hell. And I've been in the changing room with at the end of the last fight with Ngannou. I saw him. Let me tell you this, Mark, I have never ever been overawed or feel a little bit threatened at someone's size. I was scared when I saw him. He's scary. He's a scary boy. No, he's a scary boy. He's scary. I'm just going to be real. He's scary.
But I'll say this. I think that Ngannou shouldn't get carried away with the Fury experience.
Right, bro.
Don't get carried away with the Fury experience. Fury didn't have the right mindset when he went into that fight. Wasn't taking Ngannou serious. Wasn't training the way he should have been training. So if he thinks in his head that, what, is this the heavyweight, experience that I'm going to have? These are challenges I'm going to have. I could wipe the floor with them. Styles make fights. Mm-hmm. And even though AJ's been going through a mindset crisis and trying to find himself again and get his confidence back, I feel that the fights that he's recently had has helped for him to overcome that. Okay, they've given him some no disrespect to Wallin and the other guy that he fought. Who was it that he fought before? Franklin, right? No one actually thought they were a threat to his career, right? And we expected Joshua to win. So those fights were needed in his career to help build his confidence. Now he's overcome that and he's got a bit more confidence. It's the right time for him to go in the ring with an Ngannou because he knows his skill set, his stand-up boxing skill set is superior to Ngannou's. Regardless of how Ngannou looked with Fury, AJ's skill set is still superior. His combination punching, his work rate, he should be dealing with Ngannou. So it's another good fight because they've kind of looked at the wrist. They know he's powerful, but if we're doing the right thing, the jab, the combination, we should push him back. We're strong enough. We can match Ngannou for strength. That's what they're thinking, and we can outskill him. So that's AJ, really. That's how I see this fight going. AJ's taking over. He should win that fight.
And just finally, you guys are known as much for your charitable endeavours in recent times as any exploits in the ring. Spencer, you recently had a dinner in aid of the Palestinians displaced and suffering because of the...
Help the fundraise. We've done 2 with Platinum Promotion, Save One Life. We raised $374,000 for that. And then, in 2 days. It was back to back. It was a Saturday night and a Sunday night. And we did that. Mark came and helped on the second fundraise with me. So big up to Mark Prince. And then we did one last week for 313 Al Medina. And we had Hamzat Chimaev, the UFC superstar. One of the most humblest guys you could ever meet. What a beautiful man. And we did just over 700,000. So we raised just over £1 million to help people and also is this. I got to say this on your platform. It's nothing against anybody who got different belief to me. Mark's Christian, I'm a Muslim. I've got loads of Jewish friends, loads and loads, right? This is just about helping people. So I think, right, that's what it's about, helping people, right? And me being a Muslim, then I'm gonna be drawn to helping people who actually practice the same beliefs as me. But on the same thing, you know the things I've done in the past to help other people with other religious dominations and other societal dominations other than myself. So I'm not into none of that. I just want to help folks. And I'm being very, very grateful that God has given me a platform to do that. I'm doing it.
Really, I'm all about people. It's just all about people for me. I see another human being in a position that needs some support and help. I want to get right in there and support and help them.
You've, of course, run the Kai and Prince Foundation. Tell us a little bit about what's going on there at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. The Kai and Prince Foundation has been going for registered charity, going from since 2008. My son was killed in 2006. Just trying to break up a fight peaceably. And the guy was carrying a knife at school, right outside the school gates. As a result of that, because I was already in that field, using my former championship skills to help young people to change their mindset, that's when I decided to come away from working with social services and set up my own organization. As a result, we've impacted over 100,000 young people's lives since the time it started. And it's so beautiful to see that young people can have a different mindset. People talking about the solutions to this. It's about giving young people opportunities. They need help with their mental health. They need to be able to understand, how can I be successful? They need these examples. So we need more of us. We need more individuals like me and Spencer going out.
We need more people like Mark. Let me tell you, I've been when Mark's spoken to the young kids, and I've seen some real rough kids who are bad, right? They're so bad they'll kill concrete. And when they come in, is how Mark rolls. Cause Mark used to do his thing on the street. They all stand to attention. There's no mucking around. It's a beautiful thing to see, like the toughest of kids come in into the Kai and Prince Foundation, who are they are bad kids, but being given hope. And not only that, well, Mark will rough them up and then give them a hug at the end. It's beautiful.
Opportunities. We want to get them into employment. We want to encourage young people. It's not just about jobs. You are the job. You've got it inside you. You've got creative abilities. You know, you've been given a purpose and a gift. And we want to instill this mindset in young people. Because like me, I was on the streets. I started boxing. There was no hope for me. I was 21. I started boxing at 21. People was laughing at me like, what are you doing, bro? You're 21. All you do is smoke weed and do what you're doing every day. You're not going to be able to become a champion.
992 ABAs. Mark took the piss. I remember Mark came in and he fought Chris Oko, my old club mate from the Lynn, and like Chris was our club captain then, and we were about John Sims,
4 years in a row
yeah,
now.
John,
The
yeah,
London
yeah.
title.
He was London champion 4 years in a row,
Yeah.
and John Sims come in and say, yeah, this boy Mark Prince, he's a bloody terror, right? Mark was banging out, guys. Mark beat Chris Oko, and Chris Oko turned pro, went on to become Hall of Champion at cruiserweight, right? But then Mark also beat Monty Wright in the finals. And Monty Wright was
He was tipped to be with the golden boy, right? He was a golden boy at the
Monty Wright
time.
was a very, very good. He's Southpaw, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that memory. Look at that, it's mad, right?
Do you know what's crazy? It really, like throughout the journey, I've always come against the odds. And that's why I really want to share this journey with young people. Because the odds seem like it's against them when you're from the ends and there's poverty and your mum don't have and you're a single mum. And I really encourage these youths to look at themselves and the abilities that they do have and how with a change of mindset, the power of the mind, look how it changed Anthony Joshua's career with his mindset and how it's he started not performing as well. Then he had that kind of breakdown after the fight. Mindset. If you thought differently, you act differently. So I instill in these young people how to think, and then that produces them saying, well, I don't want this knife because now I believe in myself that I can become somebody. I don't need a knife. Now I've got self-esteem. I don't need 10, 20 man moving with me to be a part of a gang. And that's the power of speaking and doing the workshops and using boxing. Boxing is the key to engaging with young people. You know, it might be football for some, but for me, because of my background, it's boxing and it works a treat. We've got a great 12-week program called Future Champions. It's doing great things. The only issue is, just like we have with the Palestinian raising money, is always funds. We want a gym. We want a place so we can coach young people. We want a place where we can develop them, give them opportunities, have businessmen coming in, have boxers, have people like Spencer popping down the gym, inspiring these kids. Now you've got a system where the kids know there's somewhere I can go where people really care. And I don't think young people feel that way. They don't feel like the communities care, the government care, and that's why they're going off following all the wrong examples, doing all the wrong things.
Well, if people out there want to help or get involved, we'll have a link to the Kai and Prince Foundation in our description for this video. Guys, really appreciate your time. I could do this all day, but I need to save some battery for Buatsi. But no, great, really, thank you.
At thekpf.com, email us, let us know your inquiries, and we're also doing a campaign called The Power of Choice. People need to sign up to £10 a month so we can create the resources and the opportunities for young people and be able to create the gym and the building so we can give young people a second chance at life.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.